G'day everyone. This is a really small gap in the weather right now. Today, a massive southerly blow comes through. The swell and the wind haven't come up fully yet, so I've got my surfboard just in case I can't really go diving, but the plan is to sneak out. Hopefully there's some viz and I can get some fish for my family who are having a birthday party this weekend. Probably last chance to dive locally for about 2 weeks, so I'll take that chance. I'll see you out in the water. Let's see how bad it is, what we're dealing with. The really good news is wind's nowhere near as strong as I thought it was, and the river water is so clean. Check this out. Someone got a nice red emperor. Big red. Big 7 or 8 kilos. Holy moly. I've come out, it's not that rough, and it's so clean. I can see the bottom from the boat in 12 meters of water. This is sick! Oh, so good. I don't even care if I don't get any fish. This is going to be a lovely dive. Wind's probably only like 10 to 15. It's just that perfect wind speed where it's like not too bad. Bad enough that there's no one out the whole reef. Now sometimes when you have conditions like this, the current can really pick up. I've noticed when we get a new swell, the current will really pick up, especially with strong winds. So just to be safe, I'm basically going to jump in, just hold on to the side of the boat and make sure that I'm not going to get blown away, and then I'll put a mermaid line out the back. Yeah, I forgot to mention I headed out solo today because it was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. Diving super shallow, I'm only going to do like 10 meters, take it real easy. Yeah, that's basically all you can do when diving solo. Alright, good. There's no current. That's really good. First dive for the day, right underneath where I'd anchored, and it was mega fishy. But I'm trying to be selective here. As Daniel Mann says, how many snapper do you think I would see after spearing that mangrove jack? Probably 0. So there's nothing wrong with, on your first couple of dives, just not pulling the trigger, because quite often, if those exceptional fish are there, they will get spooked very quickly with all that commotion. So I like to just do a few dives and see what's around. So much bait hanging out the entrance of these caves, and I wish I had my torch and have a really good look up the backs of these caves, but to be honest, there was quite a lot of surge and current pushing through this area, and it was actually kind of unsafe, especially since I was diving by myself, so I didn't go too deep into the caves. You see a big school of sweet lips here. These fish are actually one that I got a lot of requests to spear when I was over in Fiji, but I just thought I'd just wait and see if something exceptional comes through. So I'm on the bottom here, and I've grabbed a piece of coral and I'm scratching the bottom. I don't often see schools of trevally at this spot here, so I could tell it was definitely a fishy day. Come across this delicious coral trout on my next drop, and he was starting to run away, so I pulled a little bit of a trick here and I scratched the rock, and that'll often get him to turn around and have another look at you, and took the shot. But it's always a bit scary when they run into a cave like this. You're always half expecting your line to go slack, but managed to get a really good shot on that trout. Great fish to start the day. There you go. Beautiful coral trout. That's a great fish. Probably 45 centimeters. Looks huge underwater though. I'll probably get one more surgeon fish, then I'll go try another spot, then head in. Hey! Let's go. It's not even that rough. Alright, so I didn't film it. The old thought I was filming when I wasn't filming. Just grabbed these 2 for our dinner. Swordtail surgeon fish. They'll go really nice raw, marinated in lime juice. I'm going to check one more spot. The wind and swell is starting to pick up a fair bit more. Hopefully get a Spanish or a trout, a snapper. Otherwise I'll just grab another surgeon fish. Some great parrotfish back there. There's some really good fish actually. Mangrove jack. I just left that. I don't really like eating mangrove jacks. I don't know. I just feel sorry for them. I feel like they're a slow growing species. I'll take one a year, something like that. I don't know, it's just not a fish that I like to spear. Coral trout on the other hand, they grow really fast, so let's go have a look for something else. I'm off the shallower part of the reef now, so it doesn't seem like the waves are standing up anywhere near as bad here. So should make for a slightly nicer dive. Although that last dive was great. There's a couple of dives though when I looked up, I could see wave breaking on the surface, which was cool. I have not had viz like this for so long here. Anyways, let's get in and see what we can find.
You'll notice that I have the flasher out, and that's because as soon as I hopped in, I saw one of the biggest Spanish mackerel I've ever seen in my life, and he was just shooting away. So I jumped back in, grabbed Erdy's Flasher 2000 and hopped back in, but no more Spanish to be seen, unfortunately. And this is probably the best visibility that I've had at this spot for a couple of years, so I was just frothing it. Got back on the surface and I could see this awesome fish underneath me, nice purple cod, and just done the classic bomb dive and managed to jag it. It's been pretty remarkable how many of these we've been coming across the last few months. I don't know if it has to do with the water being a lot warmer than what it normally is, but it's sort of like a fish that we are basically getting every time we go out spearing, and they used to be really rare.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo!
After a few more drops with nothing but these tasty surgeonfish hanging around, I decided to take one for our big family dinner that we had coming up on the weekend. These are actually one of the best eating fish that we have, and they're around in huge numbers. I don't flog them, but I'll take 1 to 2 if the fishing's a bit slow. Swing and a miss on this school of Spanish mackerel that came through. This clip here demonstrates just how concentrated the fish life can get in a certain spot. I'm probably only about 100 meters away from that last spot with all the fish, and as you can see, there's really not a whole lot going on here. And I was just about to give up on this dive when I noticed this coronation trout. At first I thought, nah, he's too small, and then he turned a little bit and I realized he was definitely big enough, but he managed to do an absolute ninja move. It's unbelievable when you look at it in slow motion. He pretty much dodged my shaft.
Let's go home. Time to head in. That last spot, just thought I'd check it out with this clear water. Probably scratch that off my list. There's a few small caves there, but they don't hold much bait. I did glance that coronation trout. At first I thought it was too small, and then it turned and I was like, okay, that's definitely big enough. But yeah, just nicked him, so he swam away scot-free. And yeah, the wind and swell still hasn't really gotten up that much yet, so should be a little bit wet, but shouldn't be too bad on the way back in. The water's blue too, pushing in. Anyways, I'll see you back at the ramp. So on my way in, and there's what are they called? Anyways, there's a little shark, a non-dangerous shark, swimming on the surface. He must be a bit injured. Oh no, he's alright. He's just enjoying swimming along the surface for whatever reason. Too often that you see that, basically never. Alright, I've just come in. I was considering going for a surf, but there's a lot of people at the surf spot, which is kind of crazy for midweek and such small swell. I think it's a bunch of kids. But yeah, it's so nice to see the ocean like this. Like even in here in shorts, it's still pretty clear, really. Like, it's not even high tide or anything. It's just nice. That was an awesome day in the water. It's just really just filled my soul, as crazy as that sounds. And also, I love this boat. It's just so good. I cruised back in on about 15-20 knots, even through that rough chop, and it being a plastic boat, being heavy, it just slices through it. It's such a good boat to dive out of. It's very wet, but if you're a Spearo, that doesn't matter because you're going to get wet. Anyways, I'll head in. All the fish I'm just going to eat whole, so no processing needs to be done there. But yeah, just signing out on a great day on the water. Oh, before I forget, as always, use promo code NOVIZ5 for 5% off at the Dive Cave, the local Sunshine Coast spearfishing specialist. Try and support them, they're supporting us. It's also just an absolutely amazing store to go into, and if you're on the Sunny Coast, get your gear from there and get some of these pink rubbers, because if you're on a fiberglass boat, they're plastic coated, so they won't damage the hull when you're throwing your weight belt around. You should do that. And hope to see you out here on the water. Cheers, and I'll see you on the next episode.